Hello, everyone. My name is Sura. I'm a meditation coach, and today I am excited to share with you 7 ways that meditation can help you tap into your intuitive guidance. And I think this is one of the most valuable gifts that meditation can offer us, which is our ability to connect to our spiritual wisdom, our inner knowing. You can call this your higher self, your soul's intelligence, your heart's wisdom, but it's this ability to tune in and know the answers for yourself. And if you're going about your day today, I invite you to pause with me, to take a few breaths together. And really, centering and grounding is so instrumental to opening ourselves up to inner guidance. So wherever you are, allowing yourself to be comfortable and relaxed. And this time we're going to practice breathing in through the bottom of our spine. So breathing in from the base of the spine all the way up to the top of your head, gently holding your breath. And then exhale, gently letting go back down through your spine to the base of the spine. Again, breathing in all the way up to the top, gently pausing at the top of the head. And then exhale, letting go. Envisioning your central core as clear. Again, inhaling from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. Gently pausing at the top of the inhale. And exhale, completely letting go, allowing the body to feel more open and spacious. Being aware of the ground beneath your feet and your connection to the earth beneath you. Allowing yourself to feel present and free in this moment. So the first way, and I took some notes here, that's why I'm looking down, is that meditation helps us to be calm and still. When you're in a place of calm stillness, you are receptive to the inner voice. And we've all had experiences of hearing the inner voice. We might know it through a vision, we might feel it, we might hear it, and it's our ability to really tune in and listen from this calm, still place. And the more we're in a calm place, the more receptive we are. And practicing this a little bit every day helps to attune you to your spirit. It's like an attunement. So this is the first way that meditation can help us get in touch with our intuition. It also helps you raise your awareness and become more sensitively aware. The more you take time to just be and to sit and relax. Maybe your meditation practice is lying down. Maybe it's taking a bath. Maybe it's a regular sitting practice. But whatever it is, taking that time to just be aware, and it starts to raise your levels of sensitivity so that you become more aware of energy, because a lot of times intuition comes in the form of electrical impulses. They're subtle energy feelings that move through you. And taking that time really helps you to tune in to those subtle impulses that really happen on the inner planes within your consciousness. And it's not difficult. It's anything that allows you to feel soothed and calm. So it's not like this huge thing we have to do. Just anything that gently relaxes you is good enough. So the more present we are, because meditation helps raise our levels of presence, the intuition really is fresh, comes into the moment. And the more we're in the moment and less in our head, the more available we are to receive those impulses. And a lot of times we don't get the whole picture. We want to know the whole plan and the way everything's going to turn out. And intuition isn't always that way. Usually it's taking these little steps. And when we don't take the first little step that we're guided on, oftentimes we don't get the next little step. And maybe there's a reason for that. But you might have noticed that when you finally have acted on your intuition, that something else opens up naturally. And this is often the way it works. The third point is that meditation cultivates listening and receptivity. We live in a world today where it's all about doing. Do, go, go, go. Produce, produce, produce. And we live a very hurried, rushed, compressed lifestyle. And this is hard on our energy. It's hard on our nervous system. It creates anxiety to always be going at a certain pace. And there's a time and place for that. Sometimes we need to get things going and we need to work at a certain level. But when we're constantly at that level and constantly engaged with the mind and engaged with other people, we don't really have that space to listen to ourselves. And meditation helps us to access deeper listening that's beyond words. And the more you spend time in quiet, whatever that might look like, taking a walk, sitting under a tree, but just being quiet inside yourself. Not having to do, not having to fill up the space, fill up the moment with something more. But to be okay with less doing, less stuff. And this really helps to open up ourselves to being receptive, just being in the moment, being receptive to what's here now. And that can really open up the gateways for our inner guidance to flow through, to really come through. And the fourth point is that meditation gets you in touch with yourself. It gets you in touch with your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. It can also help you realize your older wounds, your unconscious wounds that need to be healed, and that becomes revealed to you through meditation. And the more we are in touch with ourselves, our true feelings, our deeper desires, the things that are truly important to us, the more we just become attuned to our spirit, because that's who we are. And we're so much more than what we identify to as a gender, as our job role, as our title, whatever we're fulfilling. We're so much more than that. When you really think about the power of your spirit, and you contemplate that, meditation opens that space for self-reflection. And when you take time for self-reflection, it becomes clear to you what's important. And so often it's easy to get pulled down into the details, the how-tos, and like all the things that we have to do. Meditation keeps our vision high so that everything that we're actually doing is coming from this higher place inside of ourselves. What's the intention? What is our life intention? What do we want to create in this lifetime? What do we want to experience? And really opening ourselves up. Because every time we open ourselves up and we ask, we receive. But sometimes we're not even paying attention to receive. We have to make that space to receive, to have reflection, and really be receptive. Notice re. It all starts with the same two letters, R-E. Even relax. So that's so important. And when we take time to heal our wounds and come into balance, that also really opens us up, because we're no longer acting from our old wounds. We're no longer acting unconsciously out of fear. And now we're moving into life. We want to experience life with adventure rather than just try to get through life. And it really helps to create this huge paradigm shift. Through meditation, we start to see the inner workings of our own mind, and it's very revelatory. It's such an amazing, interesting experience to go deep inside, to see where we're holding on to things. And the fifth way is that meditation helps you to find inner joy. And you might have noticed that I've talked about joy a lot lately, but joy is a quality of the spirit. And oftentimes when guidance comes through, it has this quality. It's a joyful quality. It's inspiring. It feels happy. It feels blissful. And when you're tapped into that place inside yourself and you're there, then when that energy comes through, you recognize it. You know that it's true for you. But if you're really encased in fear and stress, and these days it's easy to be tied up in knots and fearful and stressful because of everything that goes on in our news and our world today. It's so focused on the negative, and it's easy to focus our mind there. So really it's about, training our mind to focus on, to be aware of everything, and to really tune into our deeper levels of joy. And joy is really a sense of contentment and peace that is always with you, no matter what is really happening, good or bad. And there's a feeling of fulfillment that's there. It's a deeper, fuller feeling. So that's the other way. Intuitive guidance, it feels good. It has this quality. It feels good. When it comes through, it's like, yes. And it lands in your body in this way. It feels good for your energy. And that's how we know that it's our guidance. It feels grounded. It feels wise. It's loving. It's intelligent. And it has a quality to it that is different from just the voice in our head. That's different from our ego mind. So it has a quality, and it really comes from a place of expansiveness, a relaxation. That's when we often start to receive guidance. As you might have heard often that Einstein used to get his best ideas when he was relaxed, when he was taking a walk or taking a shower. It was really in this process of letting go and enjoying that he would often get his best ideas. And this is true for all of us, is that when we are in a good place, we receive higher inspiration. And it's uplifting. And that's the quality, and that's how we know that we're receiving our guidance. It really comes from a place of love. Meditation, the sixth point is that meditation helps you surrender and let go. Surrender and let go. And how easy it is to say that, how difficult it can be to actually do and practice. But oftentimes we're so attached to our own idea, the idea in our mind, our own agenda of the way things have to be, that we block intuitive guidance because, it's like this harder energy of holding on, when you're clamped down on something and you just try to shove it. You might have a square, but you're trying to shove it into a hole and you're just doing what you can, and you're using this quality of energy to force or make something to happen. And intuitive guidance is a lot lighter. It has a much lighter footprint, and it helps things flow and come together. And when we let go of our own agenda and the way we think something has to happen, then we become open. We become open to being guided. And it's really being guided by this quality of vibration. It's a quality of being, and you can just feel it. And the only way you can feel it and connect to it is if you practice feeling it. Practice going through life, being a little more open, breathing a little more deeply. When we feel encased in fear or stress, we put our walls up and we have a guard, and we have this armor that we carry with us so that we don't have to feel things. We're just shut down. We're not really open. We're just guarded. We don't want anybody to get in there. We don't want anyone to hurt us. But guidance really, it asks us to be open and vulnerable. And that's the place where we're most receptive, is when we're really open and we know that nothing out there can hurt us the way we think it can. And it's learning how to establish this inner quality of being centered and balanced. And it really helps us to feel more secure, in letting go of surrendering our own ideas, our own thoughts, our own attachments. And the seventh way that meditation helps you get tuned in is that it helps you raise your vibration. And by raising your vibration, it's really about increasing your state of being. Meditation helps us to discover our true self. It's about tuning into our divine nature that's truly loving, that's compassionate, that's free to love, free to receive, free to give. And it's this place that we're accessing continuously through meditation that creates true freedom and liberation, when we're just free to be our true self. And that is what's considered a high vibration, is just being your authentic self. And the more that you live in this place of true authenticity, this quality of vibration inside yourself, the easier it is to receive intuitive guidance. It just comes to you naturally because it's part of who you are. It's not outside of you. It's not something out there that has to strike down upon you. It's within you. You know it. It's like activating a part of your being. And we're all connected. And we realize through meditation how connected we are. We're each unique. We're each individual. But we're so interconnected. And we're all connected to the whole, all that is. And that's what we're tapping into when we're listening, when we're paying attention. And intuition doesn't have to be this complicated thing. It's really a moment by moment inner feeling, just a joyful feeling. It feels light when you follow it. It feels right. And the other thing is that when you receive guidance and you act on it, so that's the other key, is that you actually have to listen and do something about it. And when you do it, you feel peace inside you. And that's how you know it's the right answer. You feel settled. You feel peaceful. We know what we feel like when we make decisions out of fear and stress. It actually will feel like more pressure and more stress And that's how you know it's not the right answer for you. So following those qualities, it's like following a vibrational way of living. You're tuning into the quality of energy, the states of being that it connects you to. And what feels joyful for someone else might not feel joyful for you, what's right for someone else. So we have to always be attuned and true to ourselves and the whole in the moment. And it's a continuous practice. And just to give you an idea, a symbol of how intuition works, it's if you can envision a submarine is under the water, but it has a periscope that comes above the water and it can see far and wide in all directions. Well, our physical mind is like the area underneath the water, and it's being in the submarine where you can only see maybe 10 or 20 feet ahead of you. So you can't really see too far down, but the periscope has a really far and wide, it has a long perspective, a bigger perspective, a wiser perspective, and this is intuition. It can see far and wide in all directions. It knows how to get you to point A to point Z more quickly than having to go through all the steps of how to get there. So intuition has its own intelligence, and the more you tap into it, the more you follow it, the more you trust it, the more you see the way it works magically in your life. You start to see more flow, you feel more at ease. And things start to come together. Miracles start to just pop up. Things show up in your space just because you've listened. And they don't have to be huge things. They can be little things. And they can just feel like little experiences of delightfulness. You know, sometimes we expect these huge outcomes. We want to have this huge prize for following, but we do. We get these treasures that, you know, that we connect to, that we know, that we are aware that we're following our path and that we're listening to a higher way within us. So if you think about listening to your higher self, it's really about taking that higher path within you that helps you to access your gifts, that helps you to reach your potential, more of your potential, and really live your own unique life. And having the willingness to move at your own pace, be at your own rhythm, have the courage to listen to yourself, even when there's a lot of noise around you and a lot going on about all these things that want to pull our attention. Meditation helps us to draw our attention inward, to go inside here, because this is where our answers really are. Thanks everyone for listening. Namaste.